Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all looking forward to a nice weekend and a bit of crafting. Now I should have put this video up yesterday, or I should have made it yesterday, but it was so dark and miserable I didn't think I had enough light or that it would film very well. But what I'm going to try out today is a concept called skeleton tags. Now it's nothing to do with skeletons or Halloween or October or anything like that. I watched a video by a lady, I think her name is Anne, and her channel name is Witchcraft Do You Do. I'll put a link to the video I watched in the description box, but I think this lady and her daughter run the channel and they seem to be Australians as far as I can judge. I don't like commenting on people's accents or trying to guess where people come from by their accents. Anyway, I won't rant about that, but this lady was making skeleton tags, and I was really impressed. And I said, I have to try this and I have to film it and I have to make my own take on it, because you know, you can copy things beautifully, but it's your own version of it that make it special and make it yours and make it something you can use in your crafts. Anyway, I'll stop waffling now. My dies here, get them out of the way. Now what she did was she took two ordinary tags. Sorry, I'll just move the camera a little bit. She took two ordinary tags and put them together, and then I have used a clip to hold them in place. And then she got a die cut, part of a die cut. Now the die cuts I'm using are ones like this, you know, where there's a lot of detail. They're ones designed to kind of cut into the paper and leave a pattern in the paper. There's a lot of Tim Holtz ones like that. These kind of, and you can also use these kind of background dies and cut a bit off them. And that's what I did. I die cut the shape of the lace from the Tim Holtz set, and I tore a bit of it off. So you can just, you put it up against this and then tear. This might take a bit of strength depending on the thickness of the card, and just popped it, glued it in between the two, and you have that's the idea anyway. You have a kind of a design coming out of the inside of the card, and it looks sort of tattered and worn already. Obviously I could add stamping and inking or embossing to this as well. If I had an embossing folder that was a bit like that design, I think it would be a lovely idea to emboss it and then have something similar, die cut, coming out the bottom. I'm only after thinking of that now. My brain is just waking up. So there you are. Anyway, I'll show you the ones I made. That's just a very rough example, but that's the basic idea. There's nothing difficult about it. So I got out my dies and off I went. As you can see, there's something kind of gothic and medieval about that. I did the back pink, and here's another one of those dies. It just looks like a very old tag that's starting to fall asunder and its insides are coming out. Any die that's battered and tattered looking is good for this, especially that kind of tattered harlequin design. That's one of the Sizzix Tim Holtz ones. See the back of it? And that's another die cut in the middle. I didn't tear, I just cut a bit out of the centre, then tore around the edges and inserted the holy looking die. It just look kind of holy, looks like a church window. And another one. So you get the idea, and it's very easy and a great way of using up scraps. And then I said, what would it be like if I used lace? And then I have these little lace panels, and I made up these dies, and I don't know if you can see it, but I've stitched around the edges as well. That's very easy, just cut out a rectangle in the centre and stick in the dies now, or stick in the lace, which I've stitched over, and that's it. And then I tea dye the lace here, and there again, that was just using up scraps of paper and scraps of card and lace. And then I said, what else could I do with it? Oh, here's another one. I think this would be lovely as the cover of a mini book, and that's this die, which probably came from China, but I don't know really. We've all got these kind of background dies in our kit if you do any paper crafting. But I think that would be lovely as, you know, the front of a mini book or something. Just a few ideas. And then I said, is there anything else I could do with it? So as you know, I do a bit of crochet now and again. So I said, what if I use crochet instead of the die cut? So I cut a lot of this shape of tag. This is quite a big tag now. It's about 5 or 6 inches tall. So I went off and made a few bits of crochet and used the crochet instead of the die cut, which takes a bit more time, but I think it gives a different effect, and it's something more personal. And then I put 2 bits of crochet into this tag. There's another one. It looks as if the crochet was the middle layer of the tag. It wasn't, but there you are. I think it gives it a lovely grungy sort of gothic effect. Obviously I could, you know, add some inks to that or tea dye it and make it a bit more battered looking. Now this tag is a little bit of crochet with the gold thread through it. There again, more stuff could be added to it. You could add flowers or other details, and here's a nice grey one. As you can see, the dark grey. So I think that's really gothic and sort of spooky. There again, the Halloween word coming back again, but there you are. That's an idea for people who are mad about tags. Now I have a confession to make. I wasn't a tag person until I saw this video. I used to think, well, tags were things that you put on luggage or you put on presents, and people who spent hours making tags were, well, it's a bit odd when you could be decorating, say, a page for a journal or a card. Why would you spend all that time on tags? But I'm kind of converted now. And beforehand, I would just say tag, well, you might try out a new technique on a tag. Remember Tim Holtz and his 12 tags of 2013 kind of project. But I used to think, well, yeah, that's all they're good for. But now I can see that they can actually be, you know, you can play around with them. You can make your own style of art with them, and you can develop new techniques with them. So maybe I've given you a bit of inspiration for the weekend, or for making them up as embellishments for journals or books. So that's all. Love you and leave you, folks. Stay safe and stay sane, and keep on crafting. Bye.